Now, it's been a turbulent 12 months since the last State of the Nation address. President Cyril Ramaphosa has a tough balancing act ahead of him this evening. If he is to strike the right chords and appease everyone, that of course is not possible. There are bound to be some winners and losers, so where should he hone his focus on? Political analyst Ongama Mtimka following this for us to give us analysis. Ongama, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. So this, of course, is a very tough balancing act for the president, right? What does he do? Because political parties, opposition members, as well as the ANC saying jobs, we need jobs. But we know that's difficult given the circumstances.
It's a tough balancing act, Shahan. The year was very tough. We saw the GDP contracting, I think, in the second quarter and had a slight rebound. But in terms of long-term consequences of the economic, the negative economic consequences of the pandemic, it's estimated that we won't recover until long into the term of the president. So it's a tough balancing act. I think from my side, there are four broad areas. Obviously, one relates to state capacity, and that's the service delivery, security and law enforcement, the role of the state in the economy, as well as lawmaking. So that's the broad framework. Within service delivery, obviously, we've seen that there's the capacity of the state to deliver services successfully is severely compromised. So what is pressing is mainly around healthcare and education. And then as far as the role of the state in the economy is concerned, the questions are center around what catalytic projects the state is going to be starting when we see a reversal of the downward trend in capital expenditure since 2018, because it's much needed. When the state spends a lot of money, that stimulates demand in the economy and it boosts the economy. And so on the last part around lawmaking, it's crucial that the legislative reforms around land, around spectrum and the availability thereof, as well as the reforms around small business are expedited in order to derive the intended value from those pieces of legislation.
You know, there are many demands on the president tonight, but it seems like people expect him to be a magician. Yes, of course, government has failed dismally when it comes to economic growth in South Africa, even before the coronavirus pandemic. But realistically, what can he do right to appease everyone?
That's an important point, Shahan. In the Dinokeng scenarios developed in 2007, one of the things that were highlighted to be a potential problem for South Africa is a situation where we think that government should do everything by itself. But the ideal scenario was the work together scenario, where government plays its role and the private sector and communities play their role. But government plays an important facilitating role. So part of the key requirement, as far as I'm concerned, from the president is how he's transforming the state and positions it as an agent of greater socioeconomic well-being in the country in ways that help us improve our Human Development Index and our rating there. So the state has got to play. I almost feel that the South African state is too fixated on outside solutions and is not creating enough space for locally grown solutions that can, whether it's economics or healthcare, that can help to not only respond to the problems that beset us, but also to become catalyst for growth economically and socially.
All right, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Political analyst Ongama Mtimka.